What's up YouTube, Erbwars here, back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the IiRcade and how they declared bankruptcy and how disappointed and sad that I am. I'm not really, disappointed, yeah, sure, because the company went bankrupt, but I'm not really mad or upset with anyone because there's over 300 and some games that you can still play on this console to this day if you purchased all the games, which I did, and in theory, that's a hell of a lot of games. And there's many games on here because I have them all that I haven't even been able to play yet. But I want to talk to you guys about my feelings on it. To be honest, I was pretty sad when I heard the news. I think it was last Friday they made the announcement, and because there was so much potential with the IiRcade. I got the IiRcade, I want to say 2 months after its official release. I wasn't a backer originally. To be honest, the original design, I never thought I would even pick up one. It wasn't until I started seeing P-Dubs and a few other people make videos on it that I was like, said to my wife, I was like, I really want the IiRcade now. The IiRcade came out. My wife picked me up the Double Dragon version because that's the one I wanted. It had bigger storage and it was Double Dragon. I was like, this is badass. So like I said, I got that for a birthday / Father's Day gift, and it came with 11 preloaded games. Now, the concept of this was, for the people who don't know, is you have your cabinet, and then they had a storefront, and each week they would release a new game, and you could pick up the game and then download it to your cabinet. It kind of works as an a la carte system, which most people use just to pick the games that they wanted. Unless you're a freak like me and has to collect them all, you would just pick up everything. I bought every single game for this cabinet. I have the original version here, and then I have back there, I have the Dead Cells Gold Cabinet version, which I think was part of the downfall, unfortunately, for IiRcade. You see, this released, and then I think a year later, maybe, I think it was only a year later, they released the Gold Cabinet, and I had that day one, because I was a backer day one. I think that might have been part of their issue because people were confused because it was kind of like a 1.5. It wasn't necessarily like the next generation, but they released it so fast after releasing this original version that people, I feel like, got a little confused and were a little upset that there were certain features that left them out in the dust, like the USB ports on the Gold Cabinet, where you're able to use light guns. Now, granted, there's a solution coming from Glenn's Retro show eventually, but originally all these guys with the original cabinets were upset because they were going to have a way to play the light gun games. So that might have been part of the reason. The other part of the reason is I feel like the community, not me, because again, I'm very different than most people in the fact that I really love obscure games. I really love video game history. I love everything about gaming like that. Yeah, did I want to see big titles on the IiRcade? Absolutely. Who didn't? I was looking forward to Dreamcast games. I was looking forward to Naomi and like big Thomas Wave games to be played on this because it could handle it. I wanted to see the really good graphical games that the other machines couldn't necessarily handle. And unfortunately, we got like a couple games like what's the Wave Race one? I forget. Then you had like Beach Buggy, which is kind of cool. But like the real graphical games that I was hoping that would come onto this never really came. You almost thought it was a guarantee that Streets of Rage 4 was going to come to the system because they have a couple .emu games and they have Sega games on here. So you almost thought that that was a no-brainer, and they could not get the license. And like I said, I'm not upset with IiRcade. I'm not pissed off. I know there's certain people that are, and I totally understand why. But there was just so much promise with this cabinet that just never came, and I feel like that was a huge part of their downfall. The community really roasted them after a while for some of their releases, but I gotta tell you, some of the games that they roasted them for are actually really fun games. I just don't know if the people wanted to give them the chance. The one game that I totally give IiRcade credit for, because without IiRcade I would have never played it. It's under sports section, and it was actually online, and it was one of the games that I played the absolute most online, and it was such a great game, and it's called Heavy Smash. I never actually played Heavy Smash before, owning the IiRcade. It's a Data East, Data East game, and it's one of the funnest multiplayer games you could ever think of. And it was cheap. I think it was like $8 maybe. I don't really remember, but what a cool game. And there was many other games on this console. I mean, if you're a big shmup fan, shooter fan, which I am, God, this is the king of shooters. We're going to go through it, actually. I'm going to switch the camera, so hold on for 1 second. All right, so let's just take a look at the shooter section here. You got Aces of Luftwaffe, whatever. Andrew Dunos, Armed Police Unit Gallup, which is, I think, the only way you could actually play this game, because it was only an arcade game. Asuka, Batsugan, which is an extremely expensive Sega Saturn game. Boogie Wings, Captain Tomade. Dog and Yun, which was a cool game that I never played until I played it on the IiRcade. Dragon Breed, super hard, have yet to finish that game. Exerion, one of my favorite old school games that they brought onto the IiRcade that, again, I just love this game. Fire Shark. My experience with Fire Shark was on the Genesis, and it's a pretty hard game. What else we got here? Gunbird. This comes stock with all cabinets. One of my favorite games. Actually, Gunbird 2 was promised, but never released, unfortunately. I was really looking forward to Gunbird 2. Although, even if they didn't release it, I doubt it would have been the Dreamcast version with Morgan. Image Fight, great. In the Hunt, I made a review video of this game. Absolutely love this game. The R-type games are good, but I'll be 1,000% honest. I never completed either of them because they're just so hard. Rangok Skies, another good game. Rigid Force Redo, which is funny because, hold on for 1 second, I actually get to play this game because we're going to cause some problems. The Amico still isn't out, but because it's out on the IiRcade, I can play this version. Saint Dragon. This is a game that I actually first learned about on AtGames, and it's a really cool game. The Legends Ultimate. Samurai Aces. Psycho game. Absolutely awesome. Slap Fight was fun. Space Invaders was incredible. Space Invaders Infinity Gene. Good game. The Strikers 1945 Plus and regular were cool games. I think we played Plus on the IiRcadians the one time. What else we got? Tiger Heli. Made a video on this game. Love it. Truxton. One of the best games ever. Truxton 2. You got Vapor Trail. And then let's look at some of the other things. One last thing I want to show you guys is because I have my arcade cabinet offline and I do own every game, let's go ahead and look at storage. And I want to show you how much space is left. You got 74 gigabytes left. And there's actually one game I did not download. So I used the mystery encoder hack at the very end, and I got a couple games that I really wanted. But the one game I did not download was Metal Slug, because I heard it was bricking systems and I didn't want to take the chance. So yeah, 300 and theoretically 65 games, but I have the 364, and I'm very happy with it. Took it offline because I don't trust them right now. They're taking the games offline. Like they're taking the Circus game offline that Mystery Encoder pushed. What's it called? Circus Interstellar. This is the game that they took offline. They've been taken off cabinets. So yeah, guys, I know this is a crazy random video, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about the IiRcade and my experiences with it. I love my Dead Cells cabinet. I love the IiRcade. So yeah, guys, just a real quick recap. The IiRcade was one of the funnest consoles I played in a long time. I call it a console, even though it's an arcade console. I play all my arcades. I like all the companies. I'm not a guy that just likes one company. I'm not biased. I just love all gaming and all. Like I said, I'm a weirdo. I gotta have them all. And I just really look forward to the future that Mystery Encoder has for the IiRcade. They're talking about bringing indie developers and being able to send the codes directly to your cabinet when you purchase them from a third-party website. So I look forward to that in the future. And if anybody did get the Circus Interstellar game on your IiRcade, do the developers a favor and pick it up on Steam. Support the developers that made the game and gave it to you for free. Anyways, guys, same thing with Heavy Metal Titans. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this video was long, but I just wanted to talk about the IiRcade. And they will not be going anywhere. I do hope that Mystery Encoder somehow figures out a way to back up the games in case anything would to happen to me, because I purchased every game, as you saw. The last couple were the ones from Mystery Encoder, but I mean, I purchased all the games, so I should be able to legally back them up. Unfortunately, that wasn't an option with their bankruptcy, but hopefully there's a solution for that soon. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Erbwars out.